lovely. Okay, so I've had some of you ask how to do these darn bias strips because they take too long to get made, and I've been playing around with it, and I figured out a way to speed it up. It's not perfect. You still burn your fingers. You still have some ironing, intensive ironing to do, but it's not bad. Much better. So what I figured out is if I fold this in half, so take your 1 1/4 inch bias or 1 1/4 inch straight of grain strip, and you fold it in half and press it in half. So, and this happens to be a full 45 inches wide, and I'm working with another gal in the neighborhood who's cutting these, and she hates to do the straps for the masks, and I don't mind it. I like the assembly line, so I'm making straps, and she's gonna put them together onto the face pieces, in half, all the way down, all the 45 inches. And then what I do, once we've got this all pressed in half, I put it aside to cool, mostly because this gets hot and your fingers get burnt and it becomes uncomfortable. So then this goes aside, and I've already done some of these. So these straps, or this piece, has already been folded in half and pressed, rested while I did the last of the single unfolded straps that are cut to 1 1/4 inches. So now what I'm going to do is fold this in half again on itself. And I figured out it's much easier to fold the fold side over the top and then fold it over so that you cannot see the underside or the raw edges. Therefore, when this gets finally folded together, those fold-ins are going to be just a little short of halfway. And that makes life easier for us. So there's this, folding in half again. And I can tug on this and get it to curl over. So if I'm pulling on this while I iron, it kind of folds all by itself in half. So there we go, down to the straight of grain, folding the once turned in half again. All the way down my 45 inches. And if it doesn't go quite far enough, go back, iron it back open again, fold it again, let it cool a little while so you don't burn your hands. There you go. And I'm wimpy. I do not have asbestos hands as some people. My dishes do not get washed in super hot water. So just get that curled over. And I put this on a yellow piece of fabric just so you could see the gray I'm working with. I'm doing neutral straps right now. Okay, fold it in half. And if you want to see what it looks like, there it is. If we opened it up right now, we'd have that bias with a fold, and then a fold that appears to be going the wrong direction. But we're going to solve that in just a minute. And the key is a pin. So I'm going to put my pin in here, into here, and I'm going to poke it through the ironing board cover, leaving about 1/4 inch, a little more than 1/4 inch gap, and then back in again. So see how I've got that there? Hopefully you're lined up. And then I'm going to open up this double fold, line it up so that the flap folding the wrong direction. So see how this forms exactly what I want for my tape or my strap. But this one's folding in the wrong way. So I'm going to position it right in front of the pin. And I'm going to manipulate this over and fold it. Just like that. And I'm going to give it just a little press with the iron, being careful not to get, and you can, you know how you finger press these things? They finger press a little bit. Grab my iron, give it a little press, and then I'm going to fold this in half, and this is my finished strap the way I want it. Tuck this under that pin into the gap in the middle that is about 1/4 inch, and sometimes you can just pull the pin out and put it in. There it is. So that is my bias tape maker, although this isn't bias, it's straight of grain. And I'm going to fold this along, tucking this under, turning that wrong direction, quarter fold into the right direction. And look, if I fold that, I get 2 inches. Pull it down, grab my iron, give it a steam press. Put that down, pull another 2-3 inches with my finger, just manipulating that one turn back. give it a tug, pull it down, give it a steam press. And I can get through, well, I've done, I don't know, about 20, 30 lengths of these in the last hour. So it doesn't take a whole lot of time. And then I go to my sewing machine, and with a reasonable width zigzag, I zigzag down the straps so that they can be cut and assembled onto the face mask pretty fast. So the reason we switched to straight grain is we tried on a bunch of masks and we decided that we don't really need the stretch. And in fact, the stretch may not even be desirable if you're wearing these masks all day, because they're going to stretch over time as well as short term. And in addition to that, since we're trying to make as many as we can to get these out to the hospitals and other people, but mostly hospitals is what these are going to, we're trying to be efficient with our use of fabric. Straight of the grain doesn't require nearly as much fabric. When I cut my first batch of straps on the bias, about a third of a yard yielded maybe 6 or 7 masks, and I had a couple of corners left over from those bias cuts, but I had a lot of waste, and this is no waste at all. And what we're doing is pulling out the quilting shelf, all that stash and those pieces that you can't bear to get rid of, you can use them for this. For example, I'm in Arizona right now, so I don't have my stash with me, but my neighbor, who does have quite a stash, she's cleaning out her stash, and we went up to some of the shelves where you just have like a little border left over, and that's going to make at least 2, if not 3 sets of straps for these masks. Here's another one. Again, 2, 3 sets of straps for the mask. So I hope this helps. And I hope the video works, because this is the first one I've ever made. Bye!